All right, in today's episode of Jesse's Hood Rat Gardening channel, this is how you know you're a plant nerd. I was driving down the road, down the interstate at 70 miles an hour, and I saw some Mahonia, and I said, that does not look like aquifolium. What we're looking at right now is aquifolium. This is in the woodline behind my house. But I stopped today at the same spot, and I tore a piece off so I could try to identify this. So I consulted this Plants of the Pacific Northwest Coast book. This is a really good book. So far, this has been able to answer almost all of my plant questions for native plants. So, go to the Mahonia section, and the camera's not going to focus on it, of course. So, this, I believe, is Mahonia nervosa, and there are some key differences. This is the piece here that I broke off, because I'm a hood rat guerrilla gardener, and I will stoop to that level of stealing plants from the roadside. So this is quite different in form from aquifolium. So aquifolium has 5 to 9 leaflets per leaf, and this has, they say 9 to 19. These have like 7 or 8, so I think it's just not quite mature yet. It seems like Mahonias, as they get more mature, the more leaflets they put on. The growth habit of nervosa, this was more upright and growing out, and if you can see down along the trunk or the stem, the leaves grow out in all directions, kind of like 360 degrees out, almost like a palm tree. And aquifolium doesn't really do that. Aquifolium branches out more. The leaf shape between the two is quite different as well. Nervosa has 3 central nerves running down. It doesn't look like it's always 3, but it has more than 1 for sure. But if you look at aquifolium, it's always got 1 central vein running down the middle. Aquifolium is really glossy on top, and nervosa is much less glossy. The underside is not, it's got a very light satin shimmer to it. I guess the aquifolium kind of does the same thing. But so that's how you know you're a plant nerd, when you can identify that some random shrub growing in the woodline at 70 miles an hour is not the one that you have growing in your backyard. So they're both native to this area, and at first I didn't know that nervosa was native here, so that's educational for me. So I'm glad I stopped and picked this. I'm going to try and take a couple cuttings from this. It's the wrong season for cuttings, to propagate cuttings, but I'm propagating inside, so I think that kind of throws off the natural rhythm, natural clock of everything when you bring plants inside anyway. So I've got I don't know, probably about 100 broadleaf evergreens that I'm trying to propagate through cuttings inside right now. Some have been successful so far, so we'll see how these do. I guess I will post an update later on and see if these cuttings actually strike roots or not. So that is all.